You know what, there's a lot happening in the world that we're in now, and we need to start to do things differently as parents. And I'm going to share just three insights of what we need to start to look at differently as parents, this year, if you would want to get the best. So we're looking for ways that we can get the best from our children. And I know everyone, if you want to get the best from your children, let me know in the comments that tell me, hey, I want to get the best from my children. I want my children to achieve their full potential. Let me just put in the comment, just say best, best, best. You don't need to type it all out. Just say best, that I know, yes, you want to get the best from your children this year. So 3 insights that I'm going to give you that you might not have thought about, but if you start to do things differently, if you start to do these 3 things, you start to see your children, your parenting in a all different ways. So first thing that we need to start to do as parents this year that we are used to doing. Good job. Thank you, Stan. Thank you so much. So thank you everyone for joining. For those that are just joining, so we're going to be speaking about 3 changes every parent you would have to make. Three changes you would have to make as parents this year to get the best from your children. So the number 1 is labeling. So what do I mean by label? I will give you an example. When your child, let's say your child lies, for example, and say, you're a liar. Why are you lying like this? I did not give birth to a liar, right? So many times we're not able to isolate who the child is from what the child has done. So what we have to, thank you, best. Yes, I know that we all want to get the best and raise the best version of our children. And that's why we need to be deliberate about how we raise them as well. And that is why, number 1, labeling. And you would agree that many of us are guilty. So we're like, the child has lied. Where did you get that one from? Me, I know about liar, those type of things. So what we have to start to do is, isolating the issue. Good job. Thank you, Fit Kitties. Thank you. So we need to start to isolate, what the child has done and the child. So because your child has lied, does not mean your child is a liar. Because I lied, for example, does not mean, yes, we can say, oh, you're a liar because you have lied, right? But when you start to label that person, psychologically the person starts to leave that label. So if you say I'm a liar, I say, okay, I'm a liar, I will start to everything will just start to work against me to ensure that, okay, I live by that title. So rather than say, okay, you've lied, why have you lied? Why did you take this? Why did you spank your brother? Why did you hit your brother? Not that, you just like to hit. You are just too stubborn. You are just too naughty. What type of child? Yes, the child has been naughty, but it does not make the child a naughty person. It makes the child has done something naughty. So many times when we're not able to isolate and address the issue, you've diverted the issue to the person. So your child will just start to think, okay, I'm like this. Okay, no problem. I'm stubborn. Okay, they start to live by being stubborn. Okay, I'm a liar. Okay, I start to live by being, a liar. But when you start to say, okay, let's address the issue. Why did you lie? What can you do to prevent the child from lying? Or what can you do to prevent the child from being naughty? Okay, you told this child, you have been telling the child, okay, get down from this place. Don't jump here. Sit here. Why is your room like this? So rather than saying, oh, you're just an untidy person, you are just a disorganized child, they're not going to learn from it. So one thing we have to start to do this year is isolate the issue and address the issue. What are you concerned about, right? Is what the child has done. Because if you do not address the issue, the child is going to repeat that behavior. The child is going to repeat that same thing. And the child is going to start to live by, okay, my parent says I'm disorganized. Okay, I'm disorganized. Is that, okay, as a parent, what measures am I going to start to put in place to ensure you are no more a disorganized person, that you are no more lying, that you are no more taking things that does not belong to you, that you are now listening, right? That it's not like, oh, I have to repeat myself, I have to shout, again and again to get you to listen, right? So that is what you have to start to do differently this year. isolate and address the issue rather than label the child, because labeling the child would not get you the solution that you need. Whereas it's going to, enable that child to think that, okay, if my parent can say this is me, then maybe that is me. Maybe I have a problem. Maybe this is my problem. Maybe that's how I am. Take me as I am. Whereas if you are able to sit down and say, how do we address this issue to make this child a better person, then you are able to, achieve more transformation in your child. And the second one is see your child as a team member. Team member. Oh my God. The day I caught this revelation, everything changed in my life. And many times we as parents, we just see these children as children. But the way I always see it is that God does not make a mistake. Thank you everyone for joining. God does not make a mistake. A God that has blessed you, that said, okay, I want this child to be part of your family. I want this child to come from you. I want you to raise and nurture this child, has not made a mistake. But many times we just see these children as liability. That God, wait, what type of child did you give to me? God, this child is just making me do things I don't want to do. This child is just bringing the bad side of me out. Oh, this child is just, everything, I have to give everything, up for this child. Whereas God has given you these children to amplify his gift upon your life, to amplify the goodness of God upon your life, to amplify those blessings. Let me give an example of what I mean when you start to see your children as a team. When we have a team, we always say, oh, the family unit, we always say the family unit, but we don't work as a team. Many of us, we see, okay, maybe our partners, our husband or wives, we see them, oh, we are on the same team. But we forget the children, that everyone in your family has strengths and weaknesses, and your children are also meant to contribute their strength to amplify that blessing. And you just start to see that when you start to see your children as blessings, you start to see your family thrive more. Let me give myself as an example. And many of you might be thinking, how will I see my toddler as a team? Your toddler is your team, is your teammate. And when you say a team, right, everybody in a team brings something to the table. Everybody in a team contributes something, to that team, that, okay, this is your own strength. Let's leverage your strength. Let's leverage this. And if you are able to say, okay, my family, my children are part of this team, right? And in a team as well, you ask for feedback. You ask for, contributions from your team member, from your young children. Oh, what do you think? How do you think mommy is treating you? How do you think daddy is treating you? Feedback, you ask for it. But let's come to how you can leverage your children. So many times as moms, we're overwhelmed, tired, because you want to be the one to cook. You want to be the one to take care of children. You want to be the one to go this way. You want to, only you. That's why if you cannot see your children as your team member, you will be fagged out, you'll be overwhelmed, and you'll be tired. So when you start to see your young children, so I remembered when my children were very young, even as 3, 2, there's some things I bought, small dustpan, very cute little dustpan that when you make a mess, you clean it up. So I'm not going to be the one cleaning up all the time, right? Even if you have nannies or maids or something, you have to give children, start to teach responsibility from a very young age. So I saw them, okay, you are a team member. Your own contribution is when you eat your biscuit on the floor, you brush it. Because it's not when your child is a teenager that you now say the child should now come and be a team member. The child will be thinking, and they become rebellious at that age, thinking, I was not a team now. You didn't involve me when I was younger. You were doing everything for me. Mom, you were cooking for me. You were washing for me, doing my laundry. And when they're now teens, you now be saying, oh, your mates are doing this. You're supposed to do this by this age. It's like, that time is like you are now, there's a barrier. And it's like, oh, you don't care about me. That's why you want me to do it. But if you involve them from a very young age, so for moms with young children as well, I will implore you, involve your very young children. So what I started to do is, okay, we're a team. So what they need to do, they will do it. So gradually, when they started to join clubs in school, so we'll negotiate. What club do you want to join? Oh, I want to join soccer. Okay, good. Okay, as a mom, I'm seeing the future, right? And that's why I always say you parent for the future. You are not just parenting just for now. And please don't parent for the past. It has gone. So I now say, okay, obviously I'm a career mom, right? Okay, I know I always use like I always use a lot of Word documents, Excel. I said, okay, I'm going to also put you in computer club. Okay, so you have your soccer club, I have my own computer club, because I know it's going to benefit you and it's going to benefit our team as well. So what I started to do is, with the computer club, when I registered them when they were like 5, for example, so they could copy and paste something. So there was, there were jobs that I was working on at that point. I'll just sit them down. Imagine you're 5 and 6 years. I'll say, just, control, just paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. Are they not my team? They're helping my life become easier and better, and I can flourish more as a mom, and they're also benefiting from it. For some of us that are running businesses, you are running a business, you are not involving your child that, oh, go and bring flour from there, go and bring sugar from there. Even your 3-year-old, oh, bring that pot from mommy. It's from a very young age you start to see your children as things. But no, we always see these children, oh, they're just children. What are they? They're just always troublesome, just looking for trouble. But when you start to leverage that, you start to, even your child would start to, they would be growing and learning and seeing how they can also improve on their own life as they become, in their own adult age as well. So that's part of it. And another thing I, brought in as my, as a team for my children as well was, with Mummyclinicc, I involve them. When I'm learning how to do video editing, oh, come and see, what do you think? And, as children, they're very open to learning. They enjoy to learn. It's not when they're older and you're saying, oh, they are busy with their own life, thinking, okay, why would I help you? But when you start to involve them at a very young age, by the time they are older, they are already part. They're already part of your business. They're already part of your life. They're already part of your systems. They're already part of your processes. So it's easier for you to say, oh, okay, you know what? When are we going to edit these videos? When are we going to edit this content? Or when are we going to draw up this, proposal or whatever it is? And they can easily come on board. But you don't wait till when your children are older. Start to see them as team members. Like when I'm brainstorming stuff, even maybe for my job or for my for Mummyclinicc, or even at home, we want to travel. Oh, what do you guys, think? From a very young age, what do you think? Do you want us to travel to this place? Okay, why do you want us to travel? Not necessarily because you are the parent taking and paying for the travel. You just think, oh, it's all about you. You ask for feedback. And not only that, okay, where can we get better? As any one of you asks your children, oh, how can I improve as your mom? What do you want me to be better in as your mom? What do I do that you do not like, right? That is when you see your children as a team member as well, because you have to ask for feedback. Every time is you giving feedback. Oh, you have not done this, you have not done that, you are not listening, your room is like this, you have let them give you feedback, because that's the only way you can also improve. And when you ask them for feedback, they're always happy and excited that you are also seeing them as very important part of the family as well. Oh, how do we arrange this, this sitting room? How do we do this bedroom? How do we do this visitors, ask, involve them also in your decision making. And that's what team members do. And leverage on their strength, right? On what is their weakness. We can't differentiate. Everybody, even you have a weakness. We all have weaknesses. We all have strength. But many of you will not leverage the strength of your children. Like something happened, today. For the longest time in my over 40-something years, I know some of you might be thinking, this woman, now for you don't even know this thing. So maybe some of you, but for the longest time, I stopped buying the garlic, the raw form of garlic, because I was just I cannot care to even peel. I don't enjoy to peel it, right? But I needed to do something. I was learning some sort of recipe and all that, but they said we must use this garlic ball, right? And I now bought it. So you know what, myself and my daughter were in the kitchen, and that's what I would always say. And from a very young age that I introduced them, learn how to cook and all that. I don't know, maybe some of you have seen my stories. You can go there on just to check it as well. well. So that was what she was cooking today. So we're in the kitchen, and that's why it's also good to involve, your children, be in the kitchen together, gist and talk. So I just said, you know what, I'm finding it so, I don't feel like peeling this garlic. And she would have done it for me, because on a good day she does it for me, but she was preparing her own, the meal she was preparing for the house. So I just said, what do you think? There should be a simpler way. And I was not ready to go to Google. I know if I had gone to Google anyway, maybe I would have seen something. She now said, oh, Mom, you just use your knife and just press it like this. Oh my God. I prayed for her. In as much as I know it might not be new to so many people, but it was new to me, because I know that I always see people press, stuff. I'm not the best person when it comes to kitchen acts. I just cook quickly. The fact the food is delicious, that's what I aim, I aim at. And she just said, you know what, Mom, you just press it. And I just cut it. I'm like, imagine me just forming Mommy. We have the best who asks. Oh, I'm the mom. I should know how to cook better. I should know how to do this. I always ask for help. Learn to ask your children for help. Can you help me with this? Oh, do you know how to do this? And even with your younger children. Oh, baby, can you help me pick that, please? Can you help me? Which will lead me to my last point very soon. But we say, oh, he's just 3 years old, he cannot do anything, he's so clumsy. Hey, that is why many of you will be getting older than your age. They will be asking you, is this your husband? They will say, is it your brother? Even your children, they will say, is it, but if you want to look live sharp, you have to involve your whole family, involve your husband, your partner, your children, especially your children. It's the children that we even need. If not, you will just be old and tired and always stressed. Some of you, your children cannot cook because you always want to cook. You always want to do everything. You see, rather than for you to allow them make their mistakes, and you can teach them, oh, this is how you should do it better next time. We always say, oh, they're too clumsy, I don't have time for all this one to tell them what to do. There will come a time. Don't let me sing for you tonight. Don't let me sing for you today. So there will come a time that you would be wishing that you had started early. So please, if you have children, especially the younger ones, the older ones, they should be doing it. If you have any child that is above like 10 and they cannot even cook, please go and register them in. If you don't have the time, in a class that they will teach them how to cook. Even YouTube would help you, to be honest, right? So start very early, at least from like age 5. You should start to teach your children how to make their own sandwiches, their cereals, and all that, right? So anyway, she taught me that act, man. I was just feeling myself. I said, God, I said, you know what? And I told her, I said, thank you so much. Imagine me saying, oh, I'm just your mom. What can I teach you? And some of us, you'll be using olden days method to teach your children, because we want to say, oh, this act was what we use. This was what my mother taught me. My grandmother taught my mother. My great-great-grandmother taught my great-great. There's some methods that now everybody, the digital age children, they've simplified everything. And that is why the family unit, when you see your children as a team, God knows that we're going through generations. So then God knows that there's some things you would know. The new generation will know how to improve on it. The newer generation will improve on it. And that is why you need to involve, so that they can start to simplify some processes that you have stressed yourself. Anyway, that was how I learned how to simplify how to peel my garlic so now I'll be buying that garlic bulb, that raw one. I'll be buying it because I already have the arc. And it was my daughter that taught me. Yes, he learned it through somewhere. And that's where the family, the team membership thing comes into place, because everybody learns from their own generation. You pull resources to be able to improve on your family processes and structure, right? So which leads us to the last point, right? The last point, if you have questions, please leave it in the comments. I would get to it very soon. So the last one is, what change would you have to make? Be respectful. I saw one video that the daughter was telling, on IG. The daughter was telling the mom, say, please, can you do this? And the mom was saying, how will I say please? Please, you should eat your food. Don't eat the food, Hey, I'm like, we should be cautious, right? If I want to talk to you as an adult, you would expect I would say, oh, please, can you bring your plate? Please, can you put the plates there? Please, can you bring that shoe? Please. But why do we think because they're children, they were born to be ordered around like they are maids? No, God did not give you children for you to order around. God gave us children, right, for us to guide, train, counsel, and raise them, not that we should be ordering them around the whole place. Please. So, and you know that when I saw that video, I'm like, oh my God, this is so precious. Because when the girl was like, no, you don't say it in a mean way, you're saying it in a nice way, you know, in a kind way. And that's it. If you go on my page, you know, be kind. We need to be kind as parents as well. If you want kind children, if you want children that would care for you genuinely, not because they're caring for you because you are their parents, you know. There's some children now, they're young, they don't have a choice. Oh, you are giving us a roof over our head, providing food, clothing, and shelter. When they're now older, they wouldn't really care for you again. They will not be kind to you because they think, okay, I did, you know, I was meant to do it. I was forced to do it. You were not even a kind mom. You were not a kind parent to me. So learn to be genuinely kind to your children so that they can also learn to be kind to you and kind to everybody around them. We need that in the world that we're in. So anyway, the girl now said, say, you know, please. So the mom was doing chakara. What can I say, please? So when the mom now said, oh, please, you know, the beauty that came through that girl, and she just smiled, though the mom said, eh? But you could see, and if we're able to see those, you know, those changes in our children, to see how words can transform the lives of your children, how you choose to say your words, how you choose to say it kindly to them, you don't need to shout all the time if you are a kind person. It's not all by shouting, right? And the way she said this, you know that particular girl, if the mom is just saying, please, can you do this for me, please? Please, can you do that? You see that the girl will just be giving her mother, you know, her mother love basbos here and there. Mommy, what do you want again? Because I don't like my kids. Like, mom, what do you want us to do for you? Mom, what? Because, you know, kind begets, you know, kindness, right? So be respectful. If you want them to put things in a place, please, can you put your shoes back there? Oh, thank you, you know, thank you. Some of us, your children will do stuff for you, no thank you, but when you do stuff for them, you'll be saying they should say thank you. What kind of fakeness is that one? It's unreal. So if you want, you know, your children to be saying, you know, to be respectful as well, be respectful to them. It does not take anything away from you. Oh, please, can you help me, you know, do this, please? And they will adore you. Children love it. I'm a child psychologist as well. Children would adore you that at least you acknowledge them. It's not like because you are their parent or you're just doing whatever you know, you're just taking, or, you know, all authority just because you have authority over them. No, it's God that has the greatest authority, you know, over everybody's life, right? God has just given them their own, you know, for you to just, you know, be like a caretaker for them. So to summarize, 3 points that we raised today. What the changes that we need to start to make to, you know, this year as parents is 1, stop labeling your child. In that labeling as well, I remembered one video that I also saw online that, you know, they were saying this trend that they say, I'm the birthday girl, I'm not the birthday, something like that. So they were now saying, oh, I'm the Atole sister, I'm not the Atole. I was taken aback that, do you know the impact in the life of this child? You don't know if they will see it in his school. What goes on the internet stays on the internet like forever. Atole, you know, said the boy should come and say, I'm the Atole. Atole is like, you've labeled the child that this child is, you know, will be peeing on himself all his life. Like, that is a label. Rather than you finding solutions on how your child can stop bedwetting, you are actually labeling your child on Instagram, on social media. I'm the Atole, there's one. I'm the thief, I'm the one that stole. Like, who does that? Which responsible parent that you genuinely care for the growth of your children will do that on social media? So please, I know that we're not like that. The moms here, I'm just saying, you know what? When your child has done something wrong, identify and help that child become better. How do that child become better from, from that point? And if you're struggling with your children, you don't know, you're just confused, your child is misbehaving, you're helpless, please send us a DM. You can book a session and we'll look into it. We'll sit down together, try to identify the problem and see how you can help your child become a better person. Trust me, I'm a child psychologist. You can get the best from any child. They're just responding. When you see children behaving in certain ways, is a reaction to something. Is what are they reacting to? And that's what you as a parent should start to look at, that what has gone wrong? What can I do to help my child? Because I'm not getting the best, from these children. So anyway, stop labeling. Something we have to stop to do, changes, not labeling our children this year. We start to see them as our team member and not just a child, like a child that does not have anything responsibilities. Then we must be respectable, respectful in how we address and how we talk to our children. Don't talk to them in a condescending way. Talk to them kindly and nicely, like you would always want to be, spoken